Hello, beautiful people all around the world. We welcome you once again to the Hotspot show. It's been so lovely coming your way every week with a very beautiful episode. Last week we promised you it was going to be hot and you saw it for yourself. This week it's going to be crazy. Senka would have an extended version of last week episode 9 treaty, that was whether or not as a spouse living in a single bedroom apartment ube vacate or matrimonial bed to accommodate a mother-in-law abra or pay more family visit. However, now while we were preparing to bring you the extended version of this episode, we have an issue at hand that SSA attended to, which is much more critical. So stay glued to your smart device and what they're sharing. Now you try your home brushes here. As a spouse, one ni kunu aware. Na ode the medical standard, na say the medical status esie berima no. Na berima no I find it out on mo honeymoon say the spouse na say bride no epileptic and na say or suffer from a chayare. Is this enough reason say groom no ebe break it out and I say obe dissolve aware nana? This is what we are discussing today. A friend of mine, your friend Kelma, has this issue. As it stands now, Kelma Adam Fopa the lady in question who happens to be the spouse Now Kelma connected the friend Emma or no Kelma ne brother or was Germany. Inti abromu didn't come on the brother the groom eba Ghana, and then those people dated for a while and then they got married about just 2 weeks ago. No more 2 weeks ago, on their honeymoon night, and a groom realizes the lady and I said the spouse it was seizure and I say or epileptic just say I can't home. Now Bemani are very, very disappointed because according to him, such a sickness there, any person can bride any hintano and answer Odyssey and because of this, or pushing for a dissolution of the marriage, or per se ujai awariano na oko. And this is what we are discussing today with young global partners due to the sensitive nature of your topic for discussion we have a lot of resource executives. Wana Wokuta, a very strong medical background, they will give us enough education on epilepsy, how dangerous it is. And our face resource executive back home, Dr. Kadita Beverly Babu Sosu, the CEO of FS Foods and Beverages, or sounds the founder and president of Readers Project, and also a country director for Global Youth Ambassadors for Peace and Security, United Nations. Now you sure whether or not say there's enough reasons for the groom to dissolve the marriage based on the fact that the bride into me and declaring a medical stance before the marriage. Yes, I try your home here. Beautiful viewers all around the world, welcome back to the Hotspot show. Just like I said earlier, we have a resource executive that we'll be talking to, and they should be throwing more light on the topic for discussion and whether or not say enough reasons for the groom to dissolve a marriage based on the fact to say bride name declare the medical status and sana omubabe ware. On the line here is Dr. Kadita Beverly Babu Sosu. Hey, Dr. Diwe, so my shady year, Doctor, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, welcome to the Hotspot show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. How's your day going?
It's quite relaxing and it just stopped raining, so you can just imagine.
Okay, that's nice. That's beautiful. Doctor, we have a very critical issue at hand that will require your urgent intervention. A marriage is about to be dissolved, and a bride is about to be kicked out of the marriage, and then it's quite sensitive, so we would require your intervention here. Now, we want to find out from you, is there enough reasons for a groom to break out from a relationship or from a marriage whereby the bride refuses or fails to declare her medical status prior to their marriage?
My greetings once again to your cherished viewers.
Thank you.
This issue is quite ambiguous, but then, if I understand the situation perfectly, it's just a marriage that is even barely a month, right?
Yes, actually, the groom found out that the bride was epileptic on their honeymoon. And now,
Okay.
the bone of contention here is the bride is epileptic and she had hidden her medical status from the groom till their honeymoon. The night of their honeymoon, when the seizure occurred, that's whereby the groom realized that the lady had that kind of disease, or the lady is epileptic. Now, because of these occurrences, the groom has decided to dissolve the marriage. And what hurts me the most is that the couple, the bride and the groom, were connected by a friend of mine by name Kelma.
Okay.
Yes, Kelma happened to be a sister to the groom and then a friend to the bride.
Okay.
And then, because it happened this way, some of the family members are pointing accusing fingers at Kelma for her inability to declare or to probe into her friend's personal life to determine whether or not she had that type of disease or sickness. What is your take on this, doctor?
All right then. For me, I would handle the issues in three perspectives.
Okay.
First of all, the said friend that linked them up does not have any obligation to disclose to the brother about the friend's medical condition.
Okay.
It is the responsibility of the friend who is now the wife to the man,
Okay.
to tell the husband that this is what her medical condition is.
Okay.
Because even if I want to even understand that the friend that linked them up knows about the medical condition in the first place.
No, that I'm not sure. She wasn't.
All right. Okay. So here is the case. She doesn't know in the first place. So I don't think she should be held responsible for the current predicament of the couples.
Okay.
And even if she knew about it, I want to say again that it is not her responsibility to disclose such an information to the brother.
To the brother, yes.
It is the responsibility of the wife to be honest enough and tell the man that this is my situation, and then they may take it from there. But hey, it didn't happen like that. So the first point that I was handling is the friend. The friend shouldn't feel guilty because she's not under any obligation at all to disclose such an information to the brother. So she's not to be held responsible for anything that is happening right now.
Yes,
I would.
Sorry to cut you short, but yes, in as much as I agree with you on this, probably one may say that because the bride happened to be a friend to, hello beautiful viewers, please do not call into the show. Please do not call into the show, but rather you could send in your view or your comments through the WhatsApp line at the bottom of the screen. Please do not call into the show. Yeah, back to you, doctor. One may say that because the bride happens to be the friend to the groom's sister, then it was basically an obligation of the sister to ensure that she has probed further into the personal life of the bride before she could refer or recommend the friend to his brother, who happens to be the groom. Or you think otherwise?
Well, you are right to some extent, but I want to sincerely say that, you see, when you are linking two people, the best you can do for them is to link them up. And even if you have any sensitive information about them, it is not your responsibility to disclose that.
Disclose them, yes.
the working on the relationship is left with the two of them to work it out.
Yeah.
Now, this issue that we are even looking at is very sensitive. This is a medical condition, a seizure disorder that does not have a cure.
Yes.
But medically, it can be managed through various treatments.
Okay.
So, here lies the case.
Okay.
The friend did not tell the husband's sister that this is my condition.
Yes.
So, hey, we just have to be a bit realistic and factual here.
Okay.
For me, I believe that relationships should be worked out without third parties.
Yes, I agree with you.
And you see, even if she has all the information about the lady, and then, so based on that, you are linking the person to your brother because you think she's a good person and she'll make a good wife. Because no one will link anybody to the brother when you know that this person is going to be troublesome, will not be a good helpmate to your brother.
Your brother, yes.
She saw some qualities in her, a nice person in every way, and then she linked them up. Mind you, before the marriage, the gentleman also had a relationship with a lady, and they had no issues at all. That is how come he made a decision to marry her.
Exactly.
So now, my question to you, the viewers, and maybe the gentleman is that, minus this medical condition, would he be making the decision he's making right now? No, he wouldn't.
He wouldn't because, just like this legal principle, he who comes for equity must come with clean hands.
Exactly.
Understand? Yes. So he wouldn't, yes. But now he feels like he's been deceived. He feels like he had been mistreated because probably, and the reason why probably the groom finds it so serious is the fact that this is a medical condition that cannot be cured. It can just be managed.
Yes.
So, I mean, considering the severity of this medical condition, I am tempted to stand by the groom on this decision to dissolve the marriage. However, your points are also very clear.
Okay, so now let's move to the bride, the wife here.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So, viewers, if you just joined us, this is the Hotspot show. Today we're treating a very sensitive topic. With us on the phone as Dr. Kadita Beverly Bogu Soso, and she's throwing more light on the fact that whether or not it is safe or it is enough reasons for a groom to dissolve a marriage based on the fact that the bride failed to declare her medical condition prior to the marriage. Doctor, please go ahead. We're listening.
All right. Now, when we look at the perspective of the wife in question,
okay,
yes, keeping such an information from the husband was not the right thing.
Okay.
She didn't do well.
You condemn the act, right?
I condemn the act.
Okay.
Because, I mean, a marriage relationship is supposed to be built on trust, honesty, sincerity, and so forth.
Okay.
So if you think that you've gotten a man that loves you so much and you love him so much and you want to spend the rest of your life with a person, it is just honorable for the person to know almost everything about you.
Exactly.
Because I stand with the truth that a broken marriage is worse than a broken engagement.
Okay.
So perhaps if you have
take
something,
that again?
All right, a broken engagement is better than a broken marriage.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
All right. So if maybe she came clean during the dating and the courtship period, and the gentleman decided to step aside, that would be much better than getting to the altar and then your honeymoon, for God's sake, and this happens. You can just imagine the shock, the disappointment, and all that will be going through the mind of the man.
Yeah.
So I condemn the act that she did not do well.
Okay.
At all.
Okay.
But then we must be very, very careful about how we jump into judging people.
Okay.
Why am I saying so? We all do stuff in life that we are not proud of.
Okay.
And you see, when it comes to relationships and marriage, most often than not, when we are dating, we want to play the pleasing game. I want to be the best of me. The other person wants to be the best of him. So we wouldn't want to show the other person the ugly side of us. We want to pretend.
Okay.
I'm not saying that all of this thing is the best, but I mean, that is quite like the order of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is a medical condition that I can say for a fact that the lady is not proud of. She's not happy about it. It may even interest all of us to know that perhaps she lost some relationship due to this condition.
Okay.
Perhaps maybe she would have been married before now.
Okay.
But because of the condition, it never happened. So perhaps she advised herself that, all right, if I want to get married, I have to try my best and keep quiet about this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then get married.
Okay.
And then after marriage, whatever that will happen will happen.
And I believe that is a serious risk to take.
Yes, she took a very serious risk.
Okay.
Because, one, you don't know how the person is going to react.
The reaction of the groom, yes.
Yes. And then it could have cost you your life because perhaps he's ignorant about the condition and the help that he can give to you at that moment.
Exactly.
But because you never communicated, maybe you have a way you were managing it before he met you. Mm-hmm. You could have told him, and if he really wanted to be with you, and then he would have known what to do whenever the seizure disorder occurs.
Okay.
But you kept it, and you just surprised. That might be like a huge surprise for the honeymoon. A huge surprise and a turn off for whatever that was going on that day.
Okay, Doctor, could you hold on for me for just a minute? We have a view here from Ohima Joyce from Denmark. She would like to share her opinion on the topic or on the subject for discussion, and then you could comment on what she's saying. Then we'll take it from there. So we have Ohima Joyce all the way from Denmark. Ohima Joyce is the president of Family and Friends International. Ohima Joyce, what is your take on the topic?
For me, be money right. Say some person obe worry the man, and some person go worry na. For me, I support him. Because Nimia Bano and Kanokwe and Treno. And even Obaniku, who no Kakrana na or Penona or Neno and Namono. There's uncle to me kind of problem. A tre bear man, say bear man pena or be worry no. Some peninsula or be monaco. Oh, Sisia no ma worry and I said, we say about the children. A big problem because any J and Bawa, for me, or him, I think this omugwa warrior na is much better because bema no nani nje awarrior ni mu biem e na oba ne so kura no nani enye de enje e wa awarrior ni mu because bema na ehu say me yiri yare se na won ho ontumi mfa ne mpi okọ be ontumi mfa na enka no nko because za yare we twa yare we yare a the time we ni agye no e na ye de happy eba. And if for some be or didn't be pure meko baby, never cocosino, a bay and guasse, I'm a bear man. Maintain for the best way no, Omungwa warrior no being any piece of being an assumdry. Abia or barno, yango be you beer, said your bed don't know, but say near and I say. But I want advice I made to mediama or barnes to say, on pe baby, no fat. Na uncle son who yari because me when he say yari we near yari yeto edema and no on son who yari na onye day onye na sumdi but our really dear so oh bear man crying says okay on gua no montana onye niji ewa wari bear man is so niji ewa wari and no for me think I support the man if he say or say ugwa warrior na edamos.
Yeah, we are back to you. Yeah, that was Ohima Joyce. We heard from according to Ohima Joyce, considering the nature of the marriage now, looks like both the groom and the bride they have this kind of reservations now. The love is lost and all that. So she is proposing or recommending that they really dissolve the marriage because right now, if they continue to live in the marriage, I'm sure the groom is already full of regrets now, and he may not be able to love the bride as much as he had wanted to because the condition we're looking at here is epilepsy. And you know how dangerous and critical epileptic people could be. They always need to have somebody around them. They cannot drive all by themselves. They cannot be in the kitchen all by themselves. They cannot be alone, especially when, they are exposed to a lot of danger. So Ohima Joyce from Denmark is recommending or suggesting that, yes, they should really set aside the marriage because, what is the essence of getting married if you cannot have that kind of enjoyment that you had wished you would have? What is your take on this?
Well, looking at the situation, I'm sure that everybody would advise the gentleman to get divorced. But then, we have people with other medical conditions.
Yes.
We have people dealing with cancers. We have people dealing with asthma and all kind of medical conditions.
Okay.
You see, so we should not sideline the fact that it is epilepsy. So it is very, very, very bad.
Okay.
This lady has been living with this condition for God knows how long. She has managed it herself. She has handled it herself. I don't know if medically she has help in that regard. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, I was saying earlier that we have people who are dealing with cancer in marriages.
Yeah.
We have people that are dealing with asthma and all sort of medical conditions. So for me, I won't rush into making a decision or a suggestion that the husband should divorce her based on the fact that she's epileptic.
Okay.
Because before he met her, this lady has been living her life and managing her condition well.
Okay.
So, this is very difficult. I know it may be disappointing, shocking, surprising, call it what, for the man to handle. But this is like, I would say, a state of shock for the man.
Yes.
And we must not make decisions when we are angry.
Okay.
When we don't know what to do.
Okay.
He can take all the time and calm down, get out of the shock and the disappointment, and perhaps have a very loving conversation with the lady and ask her, how have you been managing this condition all this while? Today we are talking about epilepsy. That one issue may be, I got married to my husband or my wife, and then she has cancer of any sort.
Okay.
Or she's barren, or the man is impotent. A lot of issues come up in marriages.
I really think that, yes, a lot of issues come up in marriages, but don't you think that it is much more manageable when probably these issues, these medical complications show up after probably the couple are into the marriage, and then probably like a year or two into the marriage, then it's understandable, because we all know that there are a lot of risks involved in marriage. And once you have decided to be wedded, the couple shall be one. That's understandable. But immediately, just as you step into the marriage, and then you realize that the person you got married to has seizures, has epilepsy, a medical condition that has no cure. I mean, doctor, put yourself into a situation whereby you are at work, and then every moment, every minute, you need to call your partner or your spouse or your husband or your partner to be checking up on her or him, whether or not she or he is okay, because he or she has this kind of condition. And you don't know whether you should get a maid or a driver. She can basically do nothing for herself, because when she's exposed to too much light, she could have the seizures. When she's exposed to too much fragrance or some smell, I mean, you can't even tell when these seizures will come up. And so, come to think of it, as he has decided to step into this marriage and then spend the rest of his life with the bride, and issues like this are cropping up in the first minute of their marriage, is it not scary? I know there are a lot of people with issues like people suffering from stroke, cancer, Parkinson, you name it. There are so many severe medical conditions. Yes, those ones are understandable. But the fact that the bride had hidden this medical condition from the groom throughout the period they had been dating, from March, and they got married in September. I'm sure she had so many reasons, that she had so many opportunities to disclose to the groom about a medical condition. I mean, what was she thinking of? That the seizures would not come again? I'm just trying to understand it from the perspective of the groom. Doctor, I believe you understand where I'm coming from.
Yes, I do.
Yes. I mean, I'm trying to understand how a groom would then finally say to a woman, he had stand before the altar and in the presence of the Lord to say that till death do us part. I'm trying to understand why. Nienti abema say bury me ya betumi asaka say me jaya ware no because of a medical condition. I would see me abra mi hia wo foforo no. It's appalling, happening. Abusiafo say, oh shey, this is the Hotspot show. Nene enkoma yedini say abrante bi a waware oba bi a oba nan kanche ne say owo epilepsy, and now say oye epileptic. Now on their honeymoon no abrante ni hu say oba no enye seizure, and now say yare no aba. Nenam saying to no abrante ne say ne on to me ware biom, and I get Dr. Bagbo Sosu eni edi hu nkoma all my your photo on how to manage critical issues, say. You could send in your comments or your views via the WhatsApp line now. You have to screen us. And please do not call into the show. You could only send your messages via the WhatsApp line now. Doctor, any few words before we move on to the next partner who would want to share or also new view on the topic?
Yes.
Okay.
You see, like I said earlier, I perfectly understand everybody's sentiment towards the issue.
Okay.
It is a very, very sensitive and delicate issue. But then I stand corrected though that I am not saying that the husband should not divorce the wife.
Okay.
Based on the current circumstances. I am saying that what the lady did was wrong in all regards.
Okay.
But now, this is what we are facing.
Okay.
And you mentioned earlier that if perhaps they were in the marriage for some time
before
this issue came up,
yes,
perhaps there will be another way out.
Yes, to manage it.
Then my question becomes, is it that when he finds out after 5 years in marriage, he will not be shocked? He will not be disappointed? He will not be surprised? He will not feel betrayed and everything that he's feeling now? Is that what we are saying? I don't think so.
No. What? Let me respond to that. That's a smart question you have in there. Yeah. What I'm saying is, according to a study, an epileptic study, not everybody who is epileptic has that kind of seizures in the early stages. Some have them after or in their old ages. Even though 70% of people with this medical condition have them during their early stages in life, some do also have theirs in their old ages. It was for about the Hotspot show. That was Dr. Babu Sosu and Anna Etritrin and Komono. Yet was so you another beautiful submission from Yemi Bema Bako. Kwesi Ketchere obeying. You could see the Kwesi Ketchere obeying, so Ekafa topic now.
Say, you can say our real anything. Ka answer na be ware obi kura no. Na unnimu no, ennim dia obi mpo unim. Ana unnimu no nim, do non kasa mpo enim. Answer na you can say moye awarefo, ana mpo say ma go ahead se mo be ware. And to be better to honor. Answer we were obi no. Itimi hye da soma obi man ko na busuamu e ko nhwehwemu. Ene kra no asori bi da so ye. Answer na ya asori na asofo no begia tu se oni asomasi na so benten ware no. Mo fa akire e ko busuanum e ko hwehwe busuanum. Na ene de na mafo abaye ya to bi atwene. Enti yete da ase abrawa ne amaye kra so na ne yesene no. Eno na kofa we na ba ni no second sa enka as oba and as bema entwa ma o partner mpo emusa o say ya reben ene wo ho anase how ben ne wo ho ansa na maware e wo so wa e fu pem e kamu no kura nyina e de che o partner ansa na maware mpo na we di ankobasa what me dey o health status asie ukuna na se sie bema o be ware wo sa ko se wa ware wa wi ansana onwa ehu se yare anase yare bi wo sebi yare wo ba ehu so enye yare a mpo wetia kase me boka asa ne yare anase me tueska ama ne ho ato no yare a usa enye yi according to doctors enye yare a betimi asa it is a kobase na sebe ma no kase ode o yare asie no anase ode ade bi anase ode ase bi asie no e wa ware no ekosi so no ko find out enti o gina so agya ware a me kosi be me no ya adwene se obetime gina so e de agya ware e san se what media cement se asie de dia e den na kyesa ware na obeware no obedi no kura kire no e den and a chest aware no bawano we didn't question and penny for so cast me say ye kukumpuni na ye besoa asase ye kwa want you amfa and as one thing can cry and chere me say ya we a and I say ready and a war Obeka say aware de kai onya wram bia ka there's no turning back there be answer say we obani catch any say ya we wo me huni ana mo wawie na afi wo so wanya de sakra it's all my be mu dia in this case be man in case bia na we dey what be dey see no twa ntrom ekosi say ma wore ansana wo be ka no credit a me de be man ya adwene say opeso oni ninja ware a e kwansa da me dey me fo aso da bia
yo yemi akwesi ketche obi yeda wasinyankopon insha abusia fo mpacho moti de ketche kwesi obi kan no kane no answer na ye be ware mpo no the family of the bride no running an investigation into the family of the groom no and as a vice versa abusia bia ehwehwe abusia no modihye ni ekum na abusia mu kohwe se mpo yare bi wo abusia nim or how bi wo abusia nim a omususu se yare ana or how we say yensi ano a ebetumi de so abre the couple no dachi ana but and then no it looks like ye hu saade ni biem people are in a haste to get married any be pray ho say ye be worry any be pray no all the time and you know eniema esese ye pay attention to no emayen to me and pay attention to because odono edidi yetrim according to Ketchere Kwesi Obey no this is not Arabia keke it is epilepsy near Kamwasem no it is a bear manasi ubejaya warrior oneno eya adwene se unjai aware eyako ye nim besa and Dr. Babu Soso asa bebium na yenya a conclusion to yen topic. I'm not sure if it may be nyina today because epilepsy ya Kamwasem is a very sensitive topic. Right after Ketchere Kwesi Obey no Miankasa Mido we are say Emilia Johansson and so Chenadri from Denmark. Obapa Emilia, the Bacho Den Alcafam.
Yo adishia ma ewo hotspot ewo wiase afana babia wutie me anase wo hwe me medinde Emilia mekasa free Denmark. Mesusu se oba na anya de wiase nipa obia wo ne privacy ewo na brabom se asem bi wo ha wo nka nkyere obi but mpanfo nso aka se woton wo yale a na anya no aduro nipa enye denya ewo se utumi nya anger enye abufu asa na mechire na mom se man pronounce ni ya mpanfo mo ame obi a se asem kyerɛ so ana se bibi hawa utumi eneni agini di se obeka akyerɛ no so wo nanke wo se obai etumi kanokore ne kyerɛ na damfo because wadamfo atumi a recommend obi bema ama asa bema no timi be wale wo de na je so obi odworo ho epe wasem enti wonso wo how bi ewo wabrabom se yare ya na bibia tesa no so timi kan so madamfo ade sei na ekoso me how ni anase se wontumi nka nkyere wo yonko no kora mpa anka bema no a wone na ekasa no dokwan so donye hu so udo obi a mani hu sede wote memetie me pa aduane pa enti me kohia bema bia ewo se me ma bema ne hu me partner no ehu se because undimi hu se nipa no ebezima ba so obe pe wasen so obe wale wo eno na ye important thing kire ne se wo pa aduane no hu se wo ye obi a udidi dada nti no odo afu a obetere na obepaja na bati yiye so nti ka kire bema ne se odo ana se bema na situation say problem say yare say na wo me ho enti ye be ne den me make any decision emfa mano se uye sa wa make decision ama nipa no because wa manipa ne choice so wanka nkyerɛ ne sɛ woyale enti onim ɛna wakɔ akɔhu in a weird way enti abasa in fact ebema abufu aba enti de mesere nso ne sɛ bɛɛma no sɛ wodɔ ba no paa de a ɛsɛ nsu a wobɛno no wonhwɛ nkyɛnkyɛn nti sɛ wodɔ ba na enyaa no na mom kyerɛ no prove sɛ wayɛ mistake sɛ wanka no kore na nkyerɛ ebia no osuro sɛ ɔka no kore na obelusu sɛ no no so mpɛ sɛ ɔbɛhwere wo nti ɛna wanka no kore na nkyerɛ no nti anidie kwan so wodɔ no saa kwan no so a fa kyɛ no na montena se na mompa no aduru because me gidi sɛ twayale ɛwɔ aduru ɛna sometimes nso yɛ wɔ adeɛ bi wɔ a etimi trigger saa adeɛ no ebi kura wo ne kasa yɛ monhu mo ho da na sɛ monyɛ wahu ne me pa kyerɛ nti nkoduru dani no akoma na ɛbɔ double woyɛ mhyehyɛw wo ahohye bi aba nso na fever nyɛ wo wahu saa ne nyina yɛ dɔ ho pressure ɛba saa etimi trigger ba nti ɛyɛ aduro na ɛsɛ mo pɛ na mo manja no oba na anya ade but manja no ɔdɔ nti mpanyifo me de mo besi ha me da ase bebree sɛ wodɔ obi a dɔ ɛkonka bibia unless sɛ wohu sɛ wanyini wona fufuo nyina wale na so pɛ sɛ wale ɛna akɔba ne saa nti wo pɛ sɛ wofirim na sɛ yɛ dɔ paa kan na ade kɔ yɛ de a true love de a ɛne yɛ memma yale ɛntem ntam da biara da focus na mompa aduru na I believe say oba no be good wife ama I hope say ma make sense me chia wo bia hotspot ehya na ebewo
Abusiafo na yet was show no, so that was a beautiful submission from Ohima Emilia Johansson all the way from Denmark. Yankuni kuti wise anchor, so I drink concerning the topic for discussion.
After marriage and as during honeymoon no honeymoon na nsem bebre bepie and as how bebre beba if you are not strong enough be put you people off. So this is the time you have to be strong enough. Inti be ma waye na adwe se opeso gya oba no because of how binti be sure say twen kakra bompaye and I say I'm seeking for medication. Ebiana, God brought you in order to help the lady. Inti we wadwen say we ja oba na one e do have a brain besa bra oba. You're going to make the woman depressed more, and depressing more will lead her to maybe committing suicide, which is very very Into Mr. say when if you are trying to divorce the woman, Mr. say, I know the treason sign kakransa. The trials of Bebuano na must solve how na about Banoson. Inti what the ano Tiffany. So this is my take on this issue. Thank you.
It has given me a Bema wise anchor and no a wise anchor akano Berma. I know you're watching the program because Kelma ascended the link amount. Wise Anchor say 2 wrongs don't make a right. The damage and as the harm has already been done and as it had been caused. Ebia wujina obanu betumi de ehu yaw ene areho aye ne hobone. She can even commit suicide. But for what years and nentina na mon seeki the face of the Lord. Mon famasem into a radianim na nyankopon be amamo. And next on the bill, she also comes with a medical background. Ohima Linda Akoto. I think Linda Nigerian for UK. Ohima Linda Akoto, aka Linash Papebi, and also her family and friends. And her family and friends executives putting it on the Diomobano. Ebusiafo yekoti do hema lenda kotun so ekafa.
Etwa yare ene aware. Enye easy o. First of no, oba no we mistake. Na o se obo be ma na mane. Say oh, medo. Mehia wa ye pese ware. Say ni say na ye dey. E wo me so, me yare. Enti se ope me a ye entreaty ansa na ye dey. Ya ware minim say there's no medical record say ubetimi treat epilepsy amana dey akokra, but with medication, you know, I think say ubetimi reduce and also betimi manage seizures now ubenya no amana dey aye limit, but treatment you know just enyankopon ye dey ebem enti no and to me catch we be man na nka be man be hu de obeye dey obeye na se wopena obeboa no, because meaning say obi wo hodom a love is everything. It doesn't matter the condition or the situation. Obedo who you are or the way I will sit here. See now was enko catchre no. Ni aka ni sa na wie no na want me amona mane na anniversary want me amona mane no mu honeymoon ena ade no koba ya be ma ne hu no. Wanya aware na wie enti die na obetimi aye wo kase wo gyae no a wo right so be gyae no, but onfa nani ntu nyankopon wanim nyame na omukogina asa wo altar na so ye dey edi nsiesie for better for worse ne till death do apart no. Onfa nani ntu sa nyankopon nanim no onye dey on tna oba no ho emboa no manage sa yare. So betimi a because meaning say wo ware obi a wo do na ware no enti no we na aba no se wo do ne nko ade a we say enye problem obetimi a ye dey atena ho se obetimi a enti me de meka say ye ko relationship ma wo say ye transparent wo say enema bi a atochima wo ye ho enema bi a ye hwe be ha ye daache no yetimi ka kire ye partners no wa ho se nipa no ontimi anu ayedey woko obetimi so anu atena ho. So for this one no oba no anya de be se be ma no obetimi a wehu no awaregya ye no ensesa hwe nti no on momode no onye dey oni ne ntena no omboa no na se nyankopon wo mu ebebe mu ama ne ho ato na ne ho betimi ato no medamase ye frame na akuto.
Ebusiafo, it's still the Hotspot show. Kindly share your views and comments via the WhatsApp line now, a war screen or asino. Keep on subscribing and keep on liking the video. So the bear abbreviate to my more interactive and educative content. That was a beautiful submission from Yemiaba Ohima Linash and I say Obapa Akuto. On also care about the same issue here can was me transparency. Open up to the person. Nipa no why what is a winning be spending the rest of your lives together. And ye may be one of it is not a problem. But and ye may bet me a manenya in who want action and as an approach I want take you to spend the rest of their life with you. No. Open up to the person. Said here Dr. Babu Sosuka, you know, a broken engagement is better than a broken marriage. So much is shako nase based on medical conditions in Burma is on wire. It is not a problem. Anybody do saying in him. Nama worry we na obie hu se ma worry. Na few days after ma worry no, be me abobon ababonte be ka se ontumi worry bi. Na nkofo be bisa adenti na afei de ade na wodi sie no afei kra na beto the public domain no. Be transparent in your relationships.